Welcome to the Morning Swim Show for Thursday, March 8th, 2012. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to Jim Wilson. He's the head swim coach at Dartmouth College. Their men's and women's team just ranked as the #1 combined GPA in college swimming. An impressive feat, even for a prestigious Ivy League school. Jim Wilson joins us right now on the Phoenix Monitor from Hanover, New Hampshire. Coach, welcome to the show. How are you?
Peter, pleasure to be here. I'm fine.
Good to have you. So we, over the past couple weeks, had spoken to coaches from the #1 men's GPA, #1 women's GPA, even a D2, but important to recognize the combined GPA. So thanks again for coming on.
You bet. We're not #1 on either of them, but I guess together we add up to the best, right?
So you just have a pool full of smart people.
A whole pool and a couple diving boards on top of that, too.
Well, obviously it's an Ivy League school, so academics are a priority. It goes without saying. But, I mean, tell us the kind of things that you make sure the kids know from day one in the program, that they understand where academics fall in place of priorities.
Well, they all understand that academics are #1, and it's really important for us. My feeling is that if they're doing well in school, they're really happy campers when they're here, going to school, and when they're swimming. So if they're up on all their homework, if they're up on all their tests and their reading, when they turn around and come down to the pool, they can just let themselves go and train and work really hard. If they're having trouble in school, if they haven't finished that chapter, they want to be anywhere else but here at the gym swimming. They want to be in the library studying or back at their room working on their papers, and that's not a good situation. So academics really play a key role in everything we do.
What are some of the things that they do to support the students and help them make that transition from high school to college that enable them to be successful?
About half of our swimmers and divers are either valedictorian or salutatorian in their high school, so they've already achieved quite a bit of success in high school. On top of that, we've got a full-time academic advisor and free tutorial for all the students here. We offer study halls for all the athletes, which I know a lot of schools do. Luckily for us, I think the swimmers don't take full advantage of that because they really don't need to. They use the team as their resource. And because we're Dartmouth College, we really emphasize the undergraduate areas of the school. So for every hour that a professor teaches here at Dartmouth, they offer 2 hours of office time. In that way, the students get to know their professors. We even have Friday open where it's take a professor to lunch for free day, and it's a good academic situation for us.
Coach, how did you wind up at Dartmouth?
I was coaching at the University of Utah, and the program there was de-emphasized a little bit. Decided to take a look around, and Dartmouth happened to be open.
As a coach, you know, we often talk about swimmers wanting to go for swimming purposes to a school where, you know, the sports are a big deal or where it's a high-name school. You know, as a coach, do you ever think about that and say, well, okay, I'm going to a school where, you know, it's not really known for their swimming program, but is there part of it that's attractive about that, or what did you think entering that situation?
Right, absolutely. Well, when I was coaching at University of Utah, I was coaching the men and women, and quite a few times we ranked #1 in GPA there, which I feel very proud about. When I took a look at Dartmouth, the no scholarship, high academic standards, I felt here's a group of young men and young women who would really love to swim for swimming's sake. And I thought, what a great opportunity. And it really is a different lifestyle of coaching in Division I because you don't have the scholarship situation. Everyone's looking more at their academic prowess than they are maybe possibly making swimming their career for life.
Is recruiting still take up a lot of your time in that situation?
Well, recruiting takes up a ton of time. And you can imagine you want to look for the best swimmer you possibly can, but our first thought doesn't always go to their swimming ability. It takes a look at their SATs and their ranking class and how they do in school and are they very serious about their academics. So that ranks right up there, possibly above, in some cases, their swimming ability.
All right, so if I'm a swimmer out there, a high school swimmer who's, you know, looking for a college for...
Peter, you're breaking up just...
Can you hear me all right, Coach?
Yeah, you're just breaking up just a bit. Go ahead.
Okay. I was curious, if I'm a high school swimmer whose, you know, academics are a huge priority for me and I'm interested in Dartmouth, if they've got pretty good times and you call them, what do they have to get into Dartmouth, you know, and make the team?
What do you mean?
Do they have to have an SAT score at a certain level or a GPA at a certain level?
Well, as with all admissions in the more selective schools, at the individual based on their SAT, their ranking class, their GPA, their interview, their peer evaluation. That's one of the things we look for also. But there's no magic number. There's no, every year we turn down many, many more 2,400 SAT valedictorians than we admit. It's the well-rounded person, somebody who really brings something to the school to make it more of a microcosm of the world for us, because we are doing more international recruiting too.
I've noticed that you guys had your best Ivy League season in 30 years, it looks like, from the swimming standpoint.
Yeah, we had our best record in the last 30 years. We're real happy about that. I think admissions has played a big part in that. We have a new admissions director over the last few years, and she's done a fantastic job with all the athletic teams here.
Now, what do you mean admissions? By maybe letting in more international kids, or?
I think we have an advantage over some selective schools in that our financial aid situation doesn't preclude any international students from applying to school and receiving financial aid. I know some schools only offer financial aid to U.S. kids. We do it worldwide, so that helps internationally. Also, I think our admissions director now really understands the value of athletics, and she's willing to go, not to dig really, but to go the extra mile in some cases to help the teams out when they need it, and that plays a big part for us.
Well, I only mentioned the international because it looks like one of your best swimmers is from
Yes.
Slovenia. Tell us about him. He won the 400 IM at conference championships.
Yeah, he did. Nate Zupan. He made a mistake over winter break. He went home to Slovenia. That's not the mistake he made. He went skiing while he was there. He used to be a junior national champion in skiing in Slovenia, and one of the things he was very good at was the 110-meter jumps, the big long jumps that you see in the Olympics. So he tried that without regular jump skis on, and his skis fell off. He ended up breaking his thumb. So he was out a big portion of the year. A year ago for us, he won the 1650 and 1,000 freestyle at our Ivy League championships, so we're pleased with that. He was out of the water a little bit with his broken thumb, so he was forced to change his events a little bit. One of the events he switched to was the 400 IM, and ended up going 349, a school record and conference champion for us.
Coach, I've heard a lot of injury stories in the sport of swimming, but never one from ski jumping over winter break.
Yeah, it's he's an awesome ski jumper, but he's much better swimmer than he is a ski jumper.
Well, tell him to stay off the ramp for a year or two, huh?
Yeah, we're going to try and keep him off the slopes. He felt very embarrassed that happened to him because he knew he let the team down a little bit. So I know he was very pleased when he was able to at least win one conference champion for it. One conference championship for us.
He's lucky it was just a broken thumb, not a broken neck.
No, no broken neck, no other broken parts at all. And his accent was still intact, too, so that's good.
Well, that's very important for the
Right.
international feel of the atmosphere on campus, right?
We do have that, and we've actually recruited some international students for next year, too. We have a swimmer coming from Jamaica and two from South Africa.
Great. Well, Coach, good luck with building the program to where you want it to go, and congrats on the recent success both in and out of the pool.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks very much.
All right, that's Jim Wilson joining us from Dartmouth. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.